Testing, testing. Yeah, we're good. All right, guys, look, today we are here with my boy, Kevin. We are hosting the EWP #2. And yeah, he's in town for this today, man. So we're going to go ahead and give him a cut today. So you were saying that you're going to do like a mid-low fade pretty much on this cut. All right, cool. So we're going to do the POV tutorial for you guys. And yeah, any feedback you have, let us know. All right, so for this cut, guys, you know, we're going to go ahead and use this fine tooth part right here of the comb. Let's make sure that we pretty much bring all this down. We're gonna want to just like really even it out and maintain the darkness really. But since we're gonna be doing this medium to low fade, you just want to make sure that we keep the right contrast, keep the right shape. Normally around on the sides like a 2.
1.5.
1.5, all right, cool. All right, guys, so we're gonna want to make sure that you protect the length of the hair, right? So that's why I combed everything out, because I wanted to make sure that I'm able to keep my comb right here just to protect those hairs as we run our guard right up to there. Just want to make sure that you get a thorough cut, you don't leave any hairs behind, but at the same time just be diligent enough that you don't mess up their parting. It's super important, especially with hair like this. Can you imagine like if we were to patch it? I like this 1.5 because it's able to maintain the darkness, so that way you can see the contrast in the fade, but it's still tight enough that it lays down nice and flat. So look here, we're gonna do the same thing. Keep that hair nice and pinched, and that's why I like this comb right here too. It's been a long time since I've used this type of comb. Just having it nice and slim really lets me hold all the hairs I need to in place. Do you like to keep your corner? Or do you prefer to fade it out?
Either way, I don't have a preference.
No preference? Okay, cool. So now what I'm thinking is we have a slimmer area here to fade. So I think I'm gonna keep this shape coming right up to about here, and we're gonna fade out this guideline here. I fade out that corner. So let's go ahead and start here with the clipper all the way closed. Now, if you've seen my other videos, you already know I like to set the guideline in with the clipper all the way closed. If I set it in with the trimmer, it sometimes can be tougher to take it out like that. You know, the trimmers are designed and set to set a really harsh line, and that's not a bad thing because you know, they're made for lining up and edging, and that's exactly what you want for that kind of machine. But if I were to fade with that machine, if I were to try to create a soft line with it, it may be more difficult. So I use the technique of just going in with the clipper all the way closed. You know, I think you guys would enjoy that too, but look, pretty much we kept that, and I wanted to keep a nice smooth shape all the way around. So we set that guideline in there. And the next thing that I like to do is come in with the half guard all the way closed. And I'm gonna go ahead and set my next guideline in. Using the half guard closed is also a pretty soft guideline. That should be pretty easy to remove, especially using the fading technique that I'm gonna show you guys now. So I'm gonna want this line to be parallel all the way around. It's gonna look real smooth running parallel to the bald line that we put in. So here we are, all the way closed. Let's wrap this around. Now, if you guys are following along with this video too, let's say if you are cutting like at the same time that you have a client, right? Just trying to follow along the steps of the video. Feel free to pause it, feel free to slow it down. But I'm just showing you guys real time, real pace, what it looks like to do this type of haircut, this type of fade, you know, undercut. All right, cool. So now that part is done, right? Clipper all the way closed, half guard closed. So now we need to start working our way lower in this fade. So what's gonna be the next lowest step from here is removing the guard with the lever all the way open. And I'm gonna go almost all the way up there to that line. Now, every time that we fade lower and lower, we're gonna incrementally work our way down, right? So I put that line in there with the half guard closed. So the next lowest thing is no guard, lever open. So we're gonna take this all the way around here. And you're not gonna see like huge differences in each stroke that we cut, but that's a good thing because we're trying to keep a real nice, soft, feathered look all the way through. So look, here we are with this. Now let's go about halfway close because we're just going to be fading a little bit lower than what we just were. Cool, so let's keep this going. And the lower and lower that we get, you're gonna notice I'm using more corner work rather than flat blade work, right? Because if I'm using the corners, that's pretty much just gonna let us detail a little better, right? I don't wanna go in like with it on a really low setting like this and accidentally put in a new line, because the whole purpose of this is to not be putting in any lines. So I'm gonna be using more corner work as I get lower and lower. And we're chipping away slowly at this line right here that we put in with the clipper all the way closed. And we're working our way lower and lower in this. Look, one more notch. We're not all the way closed yet, but we're one notch away. So this should be getting pretty close to getting blurry right here in a second. And of course, I'm sure you guys noticed too, we're using the new T45 FX clipper set. And this is actually something that we're gonna be releasing to the public at the end of our event at EWP. Here we are, guys. Now we're at the bottom of this fade, and you can see like it's looking super blurry, right? Because we started this line with the clipper all the way closed. So now that I returned down the clipper all the way closed, I slowly faded my way back down to that point. We shouldn't see any harsh lines here in this fade. So now let's start thinking ahead, right? This is clipper closed, this is half guard closed. All this is a 1.5 with the lever closed. So now what we can do is, what's the next lowest length is gonna be the number 1 guard. And if we put that lever open, now we could take that all the way up here, right? So now not all the way up, but just barely below it. So if I start here with this 1 open, we're gonna do this process all over again, right? I'll take the 1 open, slowly work my way down. I'll do the 1.5 next, the 1 halfway next, and then the 1 closed. So take your time, be careful with the part. And again, you're not gonna be seeing a big difference here. You know, a lot of people might be satisfied aesthetically to see a bunch of hair falling right now, but that's not really what we're going for, man. We're looking for a soft, smooth transition. Halfway closed now. Now, there we are, all the way closed. So now we're gonna start seeing this getting a little more blurry. And then we gotta start thinking ahead, right? Now that we've faded our way down, I'm using my 1 guard closed right here. So what's the next thing that's gonna be the next lowest guard that's lower than a 1, but it's higher than a 0 guard close, right? Because remember, this line was set with a 0 close. It's gonna be the 0 guard open. Now remember, a 0, a half, a 1/16, that's all the same guard. It's all the same thing. Same measurement at least, right? So what we're gonna do is, now that we're getting close to the end of here using the number 1 guard with the lever closed, we're gonna take the half. We're gonna start with a half open. We can go ahead and do that now. Now this guard's gonna look familiar, right? This is what we started with. We started in putting that guideline closed. Now we're gonna go open because we're gonna slowly fade our way down. So if I start with this all the way open, again, not a lot of hairs are gonna be removed, right? Because soft, smooth, buttery transition is what we're going for. I'm being very careful around here too to make sure I don't pull any hairs out the bun. We're open. Let's take it halfway. And half guard all the way closed. And this should match it up pretty well. You know, after this, we can do a little bit of detailing, no guard lever play, just to make sure that everything is picked up. And that's it, man. Like, we're looking pretty blurry already. And we're gonna keep this process going all the way around. But let me know in the comments below, guys, what do you guys think about this clipper? What do you think about the performance? What do you think about the guards too? I think the guards is something that was pretty exciting about the release as well. Not to mention the wireless charging built in, man. If you're down to see me do a full review on this clipper, leave it in the comment section below. If that's something that you guys want to see from me, let me know. And if y'all like it, I've got the link in the description so you can get your pre-orders in. Or I think at this point you can just get your regular orders in and they'll be shipping pretty quickly. Because my plan is, like I said, to release this on the day of EWP, if not sooner. Maybe I can get it up tonight, but at least by Sunday morning, I want to get this thing up, man, so y'all could be some of the first people to put that order in now that it's available to the public. Sorry about that, guys. We got to take care of them walk-ins as they come in, man. All right, here we are. Cool, man. Y'all can see how blurry that thing is looking, man. All right, cool. So I'm really happy with that now. So this is what we're gonna do now. Let's go ahead and start focusing on balding this out. You can get the shaver on your head. You won't break out if you get the shaver at the bottom? No? All right, bet. Sorry guys, we operating a live barbershop here. Look, so I'm going real tight at the bottom there with the trimmer. You know, if I go upside down with the trimmer right there, that's just gonna get it extra tight, so that way it's even easier to blend the shaver into it. Yeah, I think after that now we're just, unless if Kay's taking Sunday appointments, right? We're booking for tomorrow at this point? All right. One thing that we have learned and realized is that it's important to give realistic expectations, man. Like, we could tell them, oh, sit down, we got you, when we dang well know we ain't got them.
I wish we had shops like that in favor.
For real, man.
Like, literally, like, there's nobody like where I used to work at, all the shops, none of them were like this.
I think it's just the culture that we've put together here at Headlines, man. Like,
yeah.
Everyone knows we all have goals, bro. We're trying to achieve them together. I feel like you go farther together, right? And that's kind of why you ended up in the suite too.
Yeah.
Right? It's just because the cultures weren't there.
Yeah.
And that'll be awesome, dude. The day that you do come out with your own shop and you can establish that culture from the beginning,
yeah,
it's gonna be a huge asset to the community.
And it's so hard to find good barbers too.
Oh my God,
very hard, like where I live at.
Oh, right here you can see a very fine line of contrast, right? That's why I balled it out the way that I did with the trimmer. Because now if you look here, I can go here with my shaver. I could literally go right up to that line and with little to no effort, bald it out pretty easy, right? Look at this. I'm going right up to that line. So almost every fading step that I do here is thinking about the next step and how can I make it easier on myself and more efficient to give my client a super blurry fade. So now, you know the enhancement technique that I'm a big fan of, right? Using the precision pack pencils from Tune 45. So I'm gonna lay down a little bit of the beige pencil first, but since my client is of a lighter complexion, I'm also gonna blend it here with the white pencil. So we can have a nice blend between the beige and the white, and that should help us get a nice crispy, super visible edge. So, you know, you can see there's not going to be much to remove here from the middle. Just the very tip of the widow's peak you can see is already short. So I'm pretty much just going to ghost line it across the middle and then work my way out here to the corner. So I'm going to select this corner here. Take this. And then the thing is too, like, especially with this type of lineup where you don't want to remove unnecessary hair, because obviously you don't want any hair to have to come out of the bun that's not already out. So that's going to kind of help me visualize all the way across, you know, what the best placement for this is. I'm gonna start from the middle and I'm gonna work my way to one end. And once I'm happy with that side, I'm gonna return to the middle. And same thing, I'm gonna continue to ghost line my way out this way. And just take your time, guys. We are gonna slowly chip away at this. You know, you can cut a little, turn them back to the middle, see what needs to be done, continue adjusting. Just keep on doing that back and forth until you got the perfect line.
I'm in this six-figure mentorship. Y'all missing out. If you need to like better yourself, come check them out.